People say that education doesn't pay very well, but let me tell you, I think I have Bill Gates beat right now.
Walk onto the Dos Pueblos campus and you will immediately feel his presence. The unmatchable energy, the shorts, the flip-flops. He's a local institution. For 36 years, Scott Gutentag has been the beating heart of Charger Country.
Scotty G is Mr. DP, right?
He's Mr. DP.
Mr. DP. Mr. DP.
I'm a counselor here at Dos Pueblos High School. I've been here since 1990. I've been gifted to be here 36 years now, continuing with that same effort to make sure that all students feel involved and engaged in school. So I graduated from UCSB in 1996. I was working at the runaway shelter downtown, working with runaway youth here in Santa Barbara. A position came open here at Dos Pueblos High School. It was called a school liaison, basically where we were working with the community. And in '98, I became an official employee of Dos Pueblos High School after having been here already for 8 years, and been allowed to just continue to do the work that I've been doing ever since. I'm allowed to be me. There's a lot of places that would say, oh, if you're gonna be a counselor, you can't be the activities director also. And so DP let me do both. And they helped me figure out that it was okay to kind of do both, even though it seemed like it was two separate jobs. And so I'm just able to come to work every day, and I don't feel like I'm working ever. I feel really appreciated for doing it, even though I'm not even doing it for the appreciation. I'm really doing it because I love doing it, and so the appreciation is this huge bonus.
Every school has an energy and a pulse. I've been at 3 different high schools in my career, but there's nobody who captures the spirit of the school that I've seen like him. He lives and breathes this place. I mean, this is has been his whole kind of reason for being in so many different ways.
Game for a good game.
Scotty G is Mr. DP, right? He bleeds blue and gold. He has more school spirit than maybe all of the students who've ever gone to DP combined.
Being able to kind of have this job I go to every day that doesn't feel like a job. It feels like this is just my life and I love it.
He loves doing it. But if he sees a need or he hears a need from students, he wants to try and meet that need.
But the high energy and wild costumes are only half the story. His most vital work has always happened quietly, behind closed doors.
I think with Scott, there's just a special level of respect and trust with each other. He proposes that there are things that he can learn from me. And maybe I don't even believe that that's true, but the fact that he gives me the confidence to be as responsible as he believes I can be.
Yeah, so Scott helped with me developing my leadership skills, 2 specific sub skills, which are initiative and patience. My junior year, there were a myriad of different projects. He was just like, oh yeah, go for it. I trust that you can do this.
Let them know how they did it, what they needed to do, and then if they need help or support to let us know.
For me, I think he's just been such a great mentor and teacher when it comes to leadership. I think he's taught me literally everything that I can enforce now and work on when I'm regularly in leadership, in the classroom, running student council.
He trusted our classes with a lot of just opportunities and, things that high school kids don't always get to do.
I think he definitely encourages us to do the most that we can, and he pushes us to where he thinks we could be. And I think a lot of the time it's really inspired me. Even though I have a lot of other stuff going on other than leadership, I still always remember what Scotty says about just doing what you can. He's kind of been a role model for not just me, but I think the entire leadership class of how someone should really care for their community. Because it's really obvious when when you talk to him, when you see the things that he does, everything that he does for us, that he just really, really cares about us.
I'm going to trust you.
I think as a leadership class, Scotty definitely pushes us really hard. That's just because he wants to see the school be better. And I think he organizes and he does so much for us, so much more than anyone sees behind the scenes.
I think Scott has set up an expectation of student involvement and excellence that will live on past his 36 years. From innovate to leadership, that he holds students accountable, and that there is this intrinsic part of being part of leadership and student government and being that you show up and that you're listening and advocating for those around you.
We take our lead, our energy from him. The students get their energy from him in activities. And at most schools, you have like an activities director, but I've never seen a counselor do it.
But his real grace showed when a student was slipping away. Scott refused to let anyone fall through the cracks, meeting despair with relentless belief.
Don't get hurt on my watch.
And so that is part of the culture of here, right? Because I think at other schools I've worked at, kids get written off. But here there's an adult that will never write off a kid. And it's the thing that I don't know if most people see that I think is his true impact here. Yeah, he's leading activities, athletics. He's at all the dances. He'll be at after prom, till 3 a.m. rocking and rolling. It's those moments with those kids and those families that needed him where he shines the most.
For me, I was just a little overwhelmed with high school, the transition from junior high to high school and falling behind academically. The path I was going down was not academically going to get me into a college. He came in and he, helped me, guide me through. I was able to get back on track, and that really provided the pathway for going to college.
Scott never once thought any student, was not capable of being great and doing great and getting a high school diploma.
We're talking hundreds of students that have gone through these programs over the years. And I think they have, both Scott and Kelly together, have really changed lives and transformed students' high school experiences.
Scott was completely different. He was there to kind of open our eyes and guide us. And obviously there's the loss of my dad, who was my best friend, and it was the worst time of my life. He saw the change in me and he saw the downward turn. It wasn't immediately for him to just come and be like, hey, your dad. He didn't throw himself on me. He almost just kind of introduced himself to me at that point and became a friend.
Scott's my counselor and I'm an ASB, and he's 100% part of my journey and my story at DP.
The fact is, I often felt very overlooked, and with Scott, it was never that. He always looked at you with the assumption that you were capable and you could succeed. I want to graduate with a 1.6 GPA, so it's very poor. I think for most people, you'd have to try to get a 1.6 GPA, and for me, it was a big issue of confidence in applying myself. There was a lot of failures over and over again. He showed me through hard work and determination and commitment that if you could pursue a goal despite obstacles and accomplish something, that's something to be proud of. It was a big first step. So now it's been about 2 years of working, and I work downtown as a paralegal at a law office, and I'm actually starting law school this August. So it's been a long journey.
The true test of an educator isn't just helping a student cross the graduation stage. It's seeing where that belief carries them years down the road.
He is just a light in this world, and I think that's why he's had this lasting impact and this ripple effect that he'll take on for generations. And he might not be at DP physically, I'm sure he still will be, but not as present here, but his presence will always be here.
His tenure's come to an end, but he deserves it. He's helped more than 2 generations. I know that I have a lifelong friend. He has helped instill what he has to offer with not just the students that come and go, but with the people that are staying behind to carry on his work. That guy has got his fingerprints all over this campus.
I was an adult, and a former classmate of mine mentioned that the only reason she graduated from high school was because Scott picked her up every day to come to school because her parents wouldn't get her to school. And so that's when it really hit home that Scott would go above and beyond for any student at Dos Pueblos.
In my senior year, I was doing so poorly that my mom was questioning whether I would graduate. And that was a really tough moment because it's hard to hear when your only support system is starting to waver, and you never did. So, thank you.
When the stadium lights fade and campus grows quiet, you see the true character behind the career. A man grounded by deep humility.
When I said that no students were going to fall through the cracks, and that I was going to find the students who were falling through the cracks and make sure that they knew that they were being seen. When I was meeting with them, it was really rewarding that they wanted to actually have a conversation with me, that they really wanted to be better understood, that they didn't want to feel invisible, and that they really wanted to kind of like have someone that was advocating on their behalf.
The classroom and educating students is always first, right? But that can't happen without relationships with students and trust between counselors and students, teachers and students, admin and students. And Scott is excellent at building trust and caring about students and making sure that they are seen and that they are heard.
And my youngest son had leukemia. It was Scott that was calling me and hand delivering and getting English books. And he said he'll drop it off at my house, and he would drop it off, and then my family would bring it to the hospital in Los Angeles.
Each student, they are allowed to have their own story. My job has always been to learn the story. Tell me what the story is. Tell me how I can help you. Tell me where you see the struggles are. I wasn't going home to their homes. They were going home to their homes. I needed to make sure that I felt that I did as much as I possibly could, that I care, I am interested, I want to help. One of the things that I wanted to always eliminate was like, nobody cared, nobody was interested. That's why I really became like, kind of like I call myself the savant on names. When you know somebody's name, they're no longer invisible.
Is Hannah's group doing at 11:30?
But he so enjoys what he does, even if it's difficult, and he does enjoy bettering not only his students, the school, the district, and his whole community.
One of my really good friends I've worked with for years, Carol Harder, says that, that these youth are the greatest natural resource. And I probably don't go a day not believing that our youth are truly the greatest natural resource. And so what we need to do is nourish them and make them feel like they're going to have an opportunity to make a difference and believe that they are truly going to be the success of our future.
Scott didn't just counsel individuals. He defined the culture of Dos Pueblos. He taught us that a school must be built on true connection.
I always think that you leave someplace better than when you found it, and that's an understatement with him. You know, he's absolutely going to leave this place better than when he got here.
Scott has already created his legacy here at Dos Pueblos. No one is ever going to be Scotty G again. That's how it is.
Like I said before, I think Scotty is the culture of DP. Like, I think he has shaped the culture, and that's going to be his biggest legacy.
I think things have evolved, though. I mean, I think the heart of DP will always be here. I think the teachers here and the staff love DP and feel that it's a special place.
And, you know, it's going to be different. It's going to have to be different. Like, Miss Bogatz is taking the leadership class. She needs to put her own mark on it. It can't be Scotty G light. She's got to make it hers. And he even told her that. Like, but his spirit of like, this should be a really cool place for kids to go to school. It should be really fun. Adults are responsible for making it fun. Will help permeate everything that we do. And so when we're thinking like, what would Scotty do? I think we rely on that ethos of what we would do to make it that enjoyable.
I can look back and have no regrets for the time and energy I put in, because every minute I put in seems to have gotten me or given me value. I don't know too many people who can say that they didn't feel any time was wasted. You set up goals for yourself and you set up like plans for yourself. And I've always been someone who's kind of liked to have goals and kind of like to have a vision and like to kind of like accomplish certain things, and to physically hear people tell you that you did everything that you set out to do. I just don't think that many people get the chance to know that what they did mattered.
Scott came to DP in 1990. He was quick to realize that our school demonstrated a genuine care and concern for each student, and he wanted to be involved in the entire school community. Scott was like a sponge, taking in all he observed. He is a wonderful teacher, a great motivator and encourager, and he brings out the best in others. Scott creates solutions to problems instead of complaining. And he lives his life to the maximum of his potential and for the benefit of others. As the doors to his office lock one last time, a legendary Goleta chapter comes to a close. To generations of students, he is simply Mr. DP.